for the beach, but a Minden couple has made their own paradise in the forests of northwest Louisiana.
Rick Broussard is the utilities manager for the city of Minden, and his wife Chris is an artist and the owner and director of a place called the Children's Center. They lead the usual busy lives of a working couple, but for 26 years they found the key to not just surviving the rat race, but escaping it by living in a house built underground.
Living in the city and the job that I have, there's a lot of people plugging into me, and so I need to go someplace where I can plug in and recharge.
The ability to realize my dream, living in the woods, was probably the top priority. Protection from the elements was certainly another one, and efficiency.
Most of it was concrete, you know, the concrete and the steel in it, and it's like the old World War II pillbox, only we cover it with dirt. I was really concerned about one thing, and that was the piping puncturing the walls. Concrete has a tendency to crack where there's an opening in that wall, and I guess if it hadn't leaked, then I was worrying for nothing. It did a good job. You
had to build wooden forms to hold the concrete. Both sides of the walls had to have forms in it to support the concrete when you poured it. After you poured the concrete, you had to tear all of that down. So you were actually building a house with inside walls, outside walls, pouring concrete in between them, and then tearing it all apart.
When you first drive up, a lot of people mistake our little shed for our house. But what happened was we used the forms that made the house and created the shed. It housed our furniture until we could move it all in. And then of course we've just kind of added it to the landscape and added porcelain signs, and just that feeling of country store was added to our shed.
You basically plumbed it the same, and you wired it the same. But the one thing we did find that we had to add to it was a small air conditioner to put in it, mainly for the humidity in it.
It takes me about 45 minutes, and I do it twice a year, whether it needs it or not. Everybody's got to mow their roof, you know. The house has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a utility room. I have a photographic darkroom in it, a kitchen, a dining room, and a den. And there's only 4 rooms in the house that don't receive light from outside, and that's the 2 bathrooms, the utility room, and the photographic darkroom. Every other room gets light from outside, so you don't have a tendency to feel that you're underground. The inside takes some painting occasionally, like a regular house, but exterior from termites and things like that, you don't have the problems that you have with a regular house. The temperature cycle in the house is set up to where it fluctuates from a low in February of 66 degrees to a peak in August and September of 76 degrees. It has maintained that cycle for 25 years now.
I wanted the home to be wrapped in both of our creative experiences and products, so we ended up, with his photography on the wall mixed in with my artwork. When you walk out on the deck, you're immediately in the forest. And there's a creek running below the deck, and the trees were as close to the house as we could get them.
The land was magical to us. We used to camp out on it a lot, spent a lot of time up and down the woods. We love the creek here. It's got a fern bed. It's got a lot of natural beauty to it.
We love the woods, and we taught our son to love the woods, and just laying down up under the tree and watching the leaves change, and really just enjoying nature and enjoying the surroundings, and just taking time to stop and look. There's a real spiritual energy here too that we definitely feel every day, and appreciating appreciating that and appreciating the fact that we also live in an area that was inhabited by Native Americans. Our lives are so fast-paced, we don't tend to stop and, really take a good look around. It's been real easy to do that here, and we've never taken it for granted. Every time we step out in the woods, we just feel so lucky to live here.
Indwelling, be close to the land, Lao Tzu.
It took 186 yards of concrete, that's over 20 truckloads, to build the Broussard's Earth Shelter. That's a costly proposition as well, but Rick and Chris have more than made up for it in many ways, including their utility bills, which run only about $50 a month.
And when asked where they go to escape their paradise,